You're watching Good Evening San Diego.
Well, there's a new law that can help prevent squatting incidents. Here to talk more about this new law and why property owners need more protection is real estate broker and president-elect for the San Diego Association of Realtors, Mark Powell. Mark, good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
See you, Logan.
We had a story just the other day. Dan Plant was on it. They basically rented this apartment to 3 nursing students. They got there, and there were a couple of guys already in the apartment. They said, basically, we're here, we ain't moving, and nobody really rented it to them, and they can't get them out. It's a nightmare. What is it about? Tell me about the squatting laws.
Well, you know, that should be a crime. Somebody's occupying a property without the owner's permission, but it's not a crime. It's a civil matter because squatting, in most cases, is not considered a crime. It's not considered trespassing because if a law enforcement officer went there, as we were talking about, and they produced a lease that might be fake, how's that officer supposed to know if that's a legitimate or a fake lease? So right here, this last year, a new law was passed. It's called Senate Bill 602, after Trespass Law 602 of the Penal Code. And what that allows somebody to do is file a letter of agency with local law enforcement saying, nobody lives in this house. If anybody's in here, they're trespassing, and that gives the law enforcement officer the right to remove that person for trespassing. But failure to fill that form out, you're going to be stuck in that situation that those poor nursing students were stuck in.
So what's the difference between trespassing and squatting? When does a trespasser become a squatter and then they get some legal rights?
Okay, if a person occupies a property for over 30 days continuously and makes some claim of possession, what they'll do, Logan, is they'll put the gas and electricity in their name. They might get the mail delivered to them in their name, so they look like they actually live there. Trespassing is less than 30 days. Somebody walks on your property, and you can call the police and go, hey, I live here. But these squatters, which oftentimes they're homeless, because why would somebody squat if they have a home? They're just going to live in their home. They will claim this possession, and that puts law enforcement in a tight situation. Florida enacted some state laws that allows that property owner just to ask them to leave, and if they don't leave, law enforcement can kick them out. And if they're in there and they cause over $1,000 worth of damage, they can be fined for a felony and fined up to $10,000.
So why are we trying to protect these squatters? Like, how did it come about like that?
Look, once again, the million-dollar question. Why are the squatters having more rights than the property owner? And they have to go through an eviction process. This process can take up to a year. And if the property owner is paying a mortgage, they still have to pay that mortgage and not receive any rental income. So until our legislature actually changes these squatting laws and makes them stricter, we're left with the 602 letter. And you fill out the 602 letter by determining which law enforcement agency that the property's in.
Yeah.
You fill it out online, it takes 5 minutes.
What would happen if, let's say, I'm renting an apartment and it's vacant because the previous tenant moved out and now I'm trying to rent it, and I go over there one afternoon and I see that 2 guys have moved in and they've got some furniture and they've changed the locks, and it's only been a week since the other guy moved out. And let's say I just wait for them to leave and I just move all their stuff out and I change the locks back to mine and they come back from work and I'm standing there going, oh, no, this is my place.
That is a perfect scenario. That exact same thing happened to you in New York to a lady, and she did that. She told the guys to leave. She changed the locks. She ended up getting arrested for an unlawful eviction. So it depends on what kind of law enforcement is responding and what your claims are, if you had the utilities in your name. This is just a big mess, but people need to know that squatting is real. And if you have a property that's vacant, let's say in a trust sale it sits vacant, you need to file the 602 letter, you need to put cameras in there, you need to secure all the doors and windows, and put no trespassing signs all over the property.
And double check, have a neighbor go over there once in a while. All right, Mark Powell, good to see you, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
All right.